sponge is ready. And taking the top down, the lid comes down.
Welcome back to part 3 of LA Fishguys, the Rose Anemone tank. We're here with my friend Cande. He runs an aquarium maintenance business, and we're servicing a large 500-gallon aquarium. We've been talking about the various components on the system. This tank, as you can see, is chocked full of Rose Anemones. Cande says there's probably over 100 of them in the tank. This system's got a wet-dry trickle filter down below it and is a coral reef tank, and it's powered or lit by LED type lights. We've been discussing the type of lighting on this system and its particular features. So prior to the addition of the LED lights, this tank had at one time looks like 400-watt metal halide lamps on top of it. I'm sure that produced a little bit of heat, a lot of algae, and has there been any big changes as a result of the addition of the LED lights?
Money. More money in your pocket.
Oh, I mean savings as in...
You're going to be saving a lot of money. Like I said, as far as replacing bulbs,
right?
It's become history almost.
Okay, so instead of replacing metal halide bulbs, what, once a year?
Once a year.
These LEDs now, you say, last about 10 years.
That is correct.
Okay, and so there's also a there's an initial purchase, but what about the heat influence? Is that greater or less?
Less heat.
Okay, so less heat.
I could touch this lamp right now; it will not get burned.
Oh.
I could just touch the glass on the halide and it will burn you.
Okay, so less heat means the aquarium runs cooler, which means the refrigeration unit that you say is where? Down in the basement?
Down underneath the house.
Down underneath the house. The less often that it comes on. And what about that monthly operating cost? Is there a big decrease because of the LEDs?
Yes.
Okay.
Less powering on of the chiller.
Okay.
Less heat from the lights. Indicates a lot less time for the chiller.
Sure. And it appears as though the anemones don't really seem to have a problem with it, nor do the fish or any of the other corals or invertebrates in there. Okay, so we've got the top or the canopy off the tank with the lights over to the side.
Let me get some water.
Cande's been making up new salt water here at the location. Ironically, that's freshly made salt water with faucet water, and he's made it right here at the service, and we're allowing it to blend and dissolve so that by the time he gets done cleaning the tank, that salt water should be ready to be put into the tank. So, what?
As you can see, you always want to wipe down the front surface of the tank, making sure there's no kind of particles, dust particles, any kind of particle will scratch the acrylic.
Right.
So you want to wipe it down with some warm water. Use a clean cloth and wipe away the water. If not, it will have effect when you use a magnet. For this size of tank, I use a very powerful magnet.
Okay, aquarium cleaning magnets. Okay.
Aquarium cleaning magnets, and it basically goes inside. It saves a lot of time.
Hence the reason for making sure the outside of the tank is clean as well. Because there's a magnet on the inside and there's a magnet on the outside, and they grasp each other with the acrylic panel being between. And of course, if you end up with some granule or something between there, you could end up with what I've referred to as Zorro in the past, a big Z or switchback, before you realize what you've done. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and here's the goodie bag. And here comes the magnets.
This is our magnet. Soft cloth. The front, make sure there's nothing on it.
And so there's one magnet that he's wrapped inside a nice soft towel.
Okay,
and then the second magnet.
Let's wash this.
Okay. Take and wash that out.
Warm water is always preferable. Kills bacteria or anything that might be on it. And like I said, you want to eliminate any bacteria coming into the tank.
Okay, okay.
We'll hand dry it, make sure there's nothing on it. And our pad. Always use a new piece
Oh,
to ensure that you have nothing caught in it.
all right, no granules of debris. So you're going to put a nice soft pad underneath the magnet on the inside of the tank.
That's correct. For certain tanks, I use these pads right here.
A little nylon sleeve
Nylon
or something?
sleeves. Basically, what I do, I cut the side. You know, there's a one that's already pre-washed, pre-cut. Insert the pad inside to work. Then we set the magnet in there, which works like a pocket.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, so you've got a nylon sleeve or a net, and then you've got that filter pad on the inside, and then the magnet as well. Okay.
Wipe the tank down already, so we're ready to go.
And then they just kind of grasp each other there.
Right.
Okay.
Even though the magnet is strong, you still, when cleaning, you don't want to pull away from it. You want to go at a side-to-side motion, because if you pull away, the magnet is going to fall.
Right.
And you're not going to get the job done. So basically, you start off always from the top to the bottom.
Right.
You start at the bottom, you will have Zorro scratches all over your tank.
That's where you're going to pick up the
and
granules.
You will call me, come and see you.
By the way, Cande is my acrylic polish guy, and if you recall right, he's made a couple of scratches on that fancy cylinder tank, especially that knife blade cut from, what did we call that guy? Oh, Jack the Pocket Knife guy.
As you can see, you want to go in sections. You go down. As you can tell, you want to go over back and slide in motion. Slides very easily when the surface of the tank is clean. The surface of the tank, if the aquarium is not clean, the magnet will not slide easily, as you can see. Slide. Certain algae comes off very easy, and you have the tough diatom algae, which is very hard. Like I say, you don't want to go too close to the bottom. You start off in your next section. Since this tank has a unique shape to it, we have to go in steps.
Right.
And this is all that you do.
Because those two magnets, again, one on the inside, one on the outside, and they're wanting to squeeze together, so they're acting as the cleaning mechanism, and you just slide it back and forth, which in turn kind of brushes or wipes away the algae underneath there.
Creates a friction.
Friction, there you go.
And as you can see, not even 5 minutes.
Pretty quick.
But this is what happens when a tank is well maintained.
Right.
You know, you will have less algae, and the type of mechanical filtration that you have is very important. The UV helps out a lot. There's a lot of other media filters that are in there, as far as for nitrates, phosphates. There's carbon. You know, that are in pouches that are down underneath.
So you've got carbon for removing colors and odors, and you've got what, a nitrate removing media?
Sponge removing sponge, yes.
Any particular brand that you are fond of?
Seachem.
Seachem.
Seachem. You know, I've been hooked on them for quite some time,
and you find that to be effective?
Very effective, yes.
And does it look like kind of like Johnny Cat, like cat litter?
No, it's a different type of.
Is it the one that look like coffee grounds?
It looks like small little beads.
Oh, okay, the little spheres.
Yes,
okay.
There are small spheres. It's called pyrogen.
And that's the version for the nitrate or for the phosphate?
For the nitrates, ammonia, any organics that could possibly build up, you know, in time through food, fish waste, and just in general, you know.
Okay.
And this is the bottom.
So now you're down at the bottom level, and that's the last.
This is the last step.
And already you can see it's a much cleaner and clearer view into the tank.
As you can see, the colors on the fish and on the corals with just 400 watt of halides, there's a big difference. You will see in a minute once we have the LEDs back up. And these are zoas that were just from one small rock that was maybe about 4 inches.
Wow, and they've spread out.
And they're just all over the tank. In that section, they're fighting with the anemones, as you can see. There's a small little patch of zoas. Before it was just covered with them.
And just one clownfish.
Just one clownfish.
One 15-year-old clownfish.
Fire shrimp.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So a 13-year-old blue tang and a 15-year-old clownfish.
That is correct.
Wow. Well, Mr. Clownfish sure has a beautiful little garden to enjoy.
There is butterflies in here. A lot of people
Yeah, I was
are very worried about certain butterflies picking on corals. We have 2 zoster butterflies. We have the yellow zoster, which they also call a pyramid butterfly. Which
I really do like butterflies.
Very, very pretty. Then we have the reverse color, the black pyramid, which seemed to hit somewhere on the side, temporary. It's camera shy, but as you can see, we have a stark-eyed damsel,
Right.
about 6 years old.
Wow.
You know, he's been in there quite some time. And these are the Sylphin Tang, the Royal Grambler, our new additions. They're about 2 months old, with some of the Bardus anthias. As you can see, you know, there's various types of wrasses, mystery wrasses, Harwicki wrasses.
Well, here's that other butterfly.
Yeah.
The reversed one.
And as you can see, the bubble coral is closing up, you know, due to the lights being shut off. There's blue mushrooms that are hiding in there that you know, are fighting for their life. Okay, now let's do the back part now.
Cleaning the back of the tank.
Cleaning the back of the tank.
Well, that's where your step stool and long arms and
And like I told
sleeveless shirt come in play.
You need
The right tools.
You need the right tools.
So what do you got there?
We have I want to say a 24-inch, maybe a 36-inch scraper arms. And they come with blades. These, you want to use blades that are for acrylic. You know, there's a wand made by Ken Marine. These are all blades that I sharpened up earlier to make sure they're all smooth. Because if they're not smooth, you will get the Zorro scratches on the tank too. So you always want to use a piece of sandpaper, 800 grit, 1000 grit.
To do what?
To resharpen these and smoothen them out.
Okay.
You always want to use a flat surface, either the top of the tank, surface table, in order to sand these down. You know, because if not, like I said, you will have the Zorro stripes, as Jim said. I have also cut a few pieces of filter pad. This is very soft filter pad. You always want to fill it to make sure there's no kind of bristles or no kind of material that might be in the filter pad that will scratch the acrylic.
Right.
Like I said, these are soft. You know, very soft. So here we go. Now we grab a blade, put it in. These, like I said, were all sanded down earlier. The pad, dip it in the water, and here we go. Let's scrub some algae.
So what have you done there? You're pushing the pad or the filter pads on the end of the scraper there, and that's what you're using to wipe with?
That is correct. That's what I use to wipe down. This is what I do in the beginning, in order for me to make sure that the scraper blade will miss certain algae spots This pad will help ensure that you don't miss any spots. After I'm done with the pad, I will use the blade itself. If there are any algae spots that are real tough to get, the blade will scratch right off.
Okay.
And as you can see, the back is clean already.
Oh yeah.
And this clean
Compared to the other side, which we haven't done yet, so.
back.
Make it a point to come on back for part 4 as we continue to clean the inside of the tank, and then Cande shares with us his acclimation style water change.